Welcome back to my channel, friends. This side Sonia here, and this cute little box is just a perfect way of how to gift your Rakhis to your brothers, to your loved ones. So yes, this is a cute little box with another box inside where you can put up all your goodies, the sweets, the Rakhi, and cute teeny mini gifts for your brother and your family members. So here this is, and let's get started on how I have made this. To start with, I have here black color cardstock of size 9 inches by 9 inches. Now this is completely optional. If you want, you can take a smaller size box also if you want to make. So you will be needing a smaller size paper, but with this size we will be making a box of size 3 inches by 3 inches by 3 inches. Now we have scored the lines, and what I'm going to do is I will just keep this aside. Now this is for the lid. I will score this simultaneously. Now like I said, the box size is going to be 3 inches by 3 inches by 3 inches. So what I need to make sure is that the lid size is a little bigger from the side, so that it can take up all the depth of the pattern papers whatever we will be sticking here. Now so what I'm going to do is I will score it with 1 inch, 1 inch, then from here 1, 2, 3. I'll take one more extra part. Okay, now from here 1, 2, 3 and one more extra part. Why one more extra part? Because that is going to be the excessive thickness taker. So this is going to take all the excessive thickness and the layers whatever we are going to have in this one. So we are done with our scoring work. Now we need to cut out the remaining parts of our box. So here, as you can see, that this is the line. I hope this is visible. So we need to cut all the 4 extra parts here. I will just mark this so that it's easier for you. We will be cutting this part, this part, this part, this part. So this is more like a tic-tac-toe. You need to just cross out all the corners of your tic-tac-toe. See, this is super easy. Okay, now this is done. Yes, of course, we will be cutting all the parts. I'm just trying to trim down as much as I can at one go. Okay, now I hope this is visible. So here I have cut down one of my portions. Likewise, I will be trimming all my portions of my box. Now the remaining parts. So if you want to make an explosion box album, what you can do is you can just fold these flaps. Don't cut it completely, just fold these flaps, and you can make a nice pocket for your photographs and your journals, and that look absolutely gorgeous too. So you can check my YouTube channel where I have done so many options on these. Now for the lids, we are going to cut this also simultaneously. Just make a nice slit here so that when you stick it, it becomes easier to stick. Just really start from 2 mm of this corner and joint it till this end. These are the very small tips which really helps. If you keep it straight, it will be a little difficult to stick these portions, but you make a small slit and it's super easy to store and stick anything. Okay, now here we are done with our cutting part. Now I will be using the same paper pack which has such beautiful options for the festive gifting. So I have already used few of the papers from this pack, and like I had mentioned, you can make beautiful envelopes and everything. So yeah, let me choose few of the papers what we can use. So in a pack, each design has 2 sheets. So I actually like this one and this one. So let me see. Okay, I'll take this one now. Now I will have to use my small trimmer. So this is one of the best trimmers what I love using. Now here is a very quick tip. Whenever I do my paper crafting work, what I try to do is, see, if this is my paper, I'll try to give it a smaller border. Now this size is 3 inches. So what I am going to do is, I will make it a little smaller than 3 inches. Can you see this? Yeah. And likewise, I will cut it from the sides also. So like this, you get a very nice and clean border for your box. Let me just show you. Okay, see. Can you see? Okay, I think I should cut this a little more smaller, because it was looking of almost the same. It was a little, very little smaller. Okay. Yeah. Now can you see this nice black border to this? This looks absolutely gorgeous. So this is how it should be, so that your project looks a little more beautiful. Now let me just check this one. I think this is perfect. So if you have realized, I have just used one single paper sheet and I am going to create one flaps of my box. Okay, now I'm almost done. So yeah, I am done with this blue color shade, which looks absolutely gorgeous. Now I need to choose one more for the flaps. So with the blue, maybe I want to have a nice pink shade, or should I play? No, I will play around with the same paper. I love this design. So yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So now we will be needing 8 papers. Why 8? Because on the inner side we will have these 4, and even for the back side also we will need this paper. So the same technique, I am just repeating the same technique here. A little smaller than your 3 by 3, and you are so good to go. Okay, now here we are done. Okay, so now I have my 8 pieces of my papers ready. Now I will be needing my liquid adhesive. Now it's time to stick my beautiful pattern papers here. So here I am having my liquid adhesive and I am going to stick this really well. Make sure you apply adhesive on the edges really well, because if the edges are sticked, you don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, if you want, you can even use your tacky tapes. It's absolutely fine. This is a fun part of making an explosion box. First of all, you can play around with the layers, and the second thing is that you can just keep on adding the elements to it. There is no end on adding any of the elements to it, and it looks gorgeous and beautiful. So they are multi-purpose. Like when we say explosion box, either you can have a box with 1 layer, you can have it like 2 layers, 3 layers, 5 layers. I have even made explosion box with 8 layers, and trust me, they look so beautiful. Now the best part is on the center, I have done so many explosion box with 3-tier paper cake design, and those are one of my favorite projects till date when it comes to explosion box. Now they are also used as a beautiful and so attractive favor boxes too. Okay, so my base box is done. Now one thing which we have forgotten is that we need to make a nice beautiful center box. Now for that we will need another black color cardstock. So here I have taken up this piece of cardstock, and now the center portion is 3 inches, so we need to make sure that this is a little smaller than 3 by 3 so that it fits in the center perfectly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my good 1.5 inch niche. Now the base of my box is ready and my lid is there. I need to cut the center part because we need to have a nice niche box at the center. So what I'm going to do is I will have a marking of 1.5, then 1, 2, 3, a little smaller than 3, and then again 1 and half. Okay, now here I have marked my scores, and here again 1.5, then 1, 2, 3, a little smaller than 3, and then from here till here 1, and then 1.5. Now this is ready. Now what I need to do is I just need to cut this. I realized I did not score it completely, which I should have done. Now I will cut this part. Now this is going to be our base box. Now what is base box? So in the base box we are going to keep our favors like the chocolates or the sweets or anything you want to keep. Anything dry can be kept inside this box, or anything which has been packed very nicely in the plastic. Okay, so here I am done with my scoring part. Now we need to cut this part. Now the process of making a box is very similar to making of lid. So here also I will just mark a nice notch cut so that it's easier for me to stick it. Now whenever we make a box or a lid, first do the scoring part, score it properly, then do this cutting part, and before sticking you need to make sure that you have used your pattern paper work, and then you need to do your remaining part work. Why? I will tell you now. So here my lid and my center panels are here. I still have to decide on the paper which I want to use. So everything is blue here, so I just want to give it a nice contrast of pink shade, and let me choose which one. Actually with blue even the red color is also going to look beautiful, and even the pink will also look gorgeous. So I think I'll pick up this one. Now I'll tell you what we need to do is, now this is a smaller size for the inner box, so this is this part. Let me mark this with a pencil. Okay, I'll just give a nice margin here, that this is the portion which I need to cut, and same thing for this part. Now this is going to be on the inner side of my box, so this is for my box. Okay, now I'll take the same pattern paper, because like I said I want to play around with the contrast colors. So I will be having this part here, and I will make a mark here. Now this is for my lid. Now what I'll do is I'll again take my paper trimmer and I will cut for both my parts. Okay, now at a go I will cut my pattern paper for my lid and even for my inner box, the slot in which you can keep your goodies. So here we have two portions. Now let me just cross check again if we have not made any of the mistakes, and this looks perfect. Yeah, here I did the measurements wrong, so I need to cut it again. Yeah, this I did not cut it from this margin. So yeah, this is super easy. Even forward to cutting the part, it's absolutely fine. We all do mistakes, so don't worry about it. Now we will start sticking these papers. Like I always say, make sure to apply just amount of adhesive and you stick your edges properly so that you don't miss out on any of the parts. And yes, if your project has stick well, then definitely it will last longer. So this is one of the best ways of having goodie bags or the DIY goodie boxes. This looks gorgeous. Now I will start sticking. Same technique, the technique is for the sticking and everything is very simple and
À deux doigts de nos lèvres, doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter. De son ciseau d'orfèvre, souvenir, impossible à effacer.
It is so confusing for me right now. That's where I have to keep my hands where and how I have to fit in. So yes, please bear with me if you feel that my videos are going somewhere right now. Okay. Now here we are done with our lid sticking part, but still we have these notches. Okay. Now for the side panels also, we are going to have the beautiful papers. Now what I am going to do is first I take the inner layer. This aside. I just mark this with my pencil, leaving some of the border portion.
Impossible à effacer.
I need 4 portions for both the 4 flaps.
Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, doigts si
First,
fins
I will cut
que j'ai
it
presque
from
pu
this
le
part,
goûter, le
this
bonheur à
measurement.
sculpter. De son ciseau d'orfèvre, souvenir,
And
impossible à effacer.
just
Le bonheur
check
est
this
passé
first.
à deux doigts de nos lèvres, de doigts si fins
Yeah,
que
this
j'ai
is
presque
perfect.
pu le
Now I'll
goûter, le
start
bonheur à
cutting
sculpter. De son ciseau d'orfèvre, souvenir,
from the
impossible à
margins. So
effacer.
if you know the exact measurements, you can do it directly. I am very much comfortable with still making some marks like a typical old school kid. So yeah, that's what I like. So here I have 4 pieces for my inner part. I have another shade of the same pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking of having a nice band here. So what I can do is
Impossible à effacer.
or I will just leave it. I don't want to use this on the inner side because I think it will be too much pink from the inside part.
Impossible à
I just keep
effacer.
this aside. Let me stick over. I just got confused.
J'ai
Yeah.
presque pu le goûter.
Okay. So now I will start sticking my
Impossible à effacer.
side panels of my
J'ai presque pu le goûter.
box.
Impossible à effacer.
It looks super festive. Super
J'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, de doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter. De son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs, impossible à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, de doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter. De son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs, impossible à effacer.
Sticking the panels of my boxes, I always prefer to have a nice tacky tape. Why? Because it sticks super quickly, and the best part is that it will be a messy frame. Usually, when you put up the adhesives on the sides and the corners, like sticking the flaps, you need to hold it for some time, which I personally don't prefer too much.
j'ai
just
presque
put
plus
my
le
duct
goûter.
tape on both sides. Making L shape with that.
Impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque plus le goûter.
Now, very nicely, you need to take up,
Impossible à effacer,
fold it towards the inner part and start sticking it.
impossible à effacer,
Can you see that how perfectly this has taken the shape?
que j'ai presque plus le goûter.
Beautiful box. So this is just perfect for any of your wedding or your festival gifting and packaging. And yes, I'm sure your guests, your friends are going to love this.
Impossible à effacer,
Okay, so here we are done.
j'ai presque
This
plus
looks
le goûter.
absolutely cute and absolutely gorgeous.
Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossible à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossible à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter. 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 Que j'ai presque pu le goûter.
Box and lid is ready, and I just realized that I've done a blunder. I should have stick this inside, but then not a problem.
Impossible à effacer.
Stick this
Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins
This
que
looks
j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le
gorgeous.
bonheur a
This is
sculpté
just perfect.
de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossible à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossible à effacer.
Now this matches perfectly. If you want, you can have your pattern paper, or if you want, you can have your any of the die cuts. It's completely your choice.
Impossible à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter.
Okay, so this is done, and now
Impossible à effacer.
I will be sticking up this die cut.
Impossible à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Impossible à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Impossible à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté